ha is like the tūāpapa for all of this mahi. Everything we do, whether it's maurito or yoga or mindful communication, always starts with te ha. Ko Kristina Cavit aho, no tāmaki makoto aho, ke whaingaroa tōku kāinga. I was whāngai, I was adopted to a really lovely Pākehā family, and me and my sister, we were adopted from different whānau. I still don't know my whakapapa, which is something that I really want to find out, especially now that I'm having pepe. Okay, so we're going to extend ngā ringa of one hand and take the pointer finger of your other hand to the bottom of your thumb. And we're going to really simply breathe in and out as we trace our fingers. So no need to rush your breathing, just do whatever feels good for you. And you can close down your eyes if you want. Ha ki roto, ha ki waho. 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 Ka pai, kia tau ngā ringa. Okay, so the first step for our puku breathing is to get the tinana nice and relaxed. So kia tau te tinana, kia tau ngā ringa. And taking a moment to notice any areas that are sore or tight and send te ha to that area. Softening and relaxing. Sitting in any way that feels most comfortable for you. Noho tōtika, but our body is nice and soft and relaxed. We want to have that noho tōtika so we can access our full ha. And you might like to have your eyes closed, that's what I like to do. Otherwise, you can have a soft gaze down, just focusing on one point. And we're going to simply start with te ha, just taking 3 deep breaths to begin. Ha ki roto, ha ki waho. Ha ki roto, ha ki waho. Ha ki roto, ha ki waho. And just noticing how your own ha feels moving through your tinana. Is it fast or shallow or short? Or does the ha feel more soft and long and slow? No need to change your ha in any way. There's no right way to breathe. We're just noticing. Ha ki roto, ha ki waho. And when you're ready, you can bring your middle fingers to touch and placing them on your puku wherever feels good to you. This is to help us to aro on the ha, to get really focused and connected to it. And you might notice the feeling of your ha moving through your tinana as you breathe in and out. Taking a deep breath in and out. What happens to your puku as you breathe in? And what happens to your puku as you breathe out? Maybe as you breathe in, you notice your puku getting big. And maybe as you breathe out, you notice the puku getting small and moving towards your spine. You might notice as you breathe in that those middle fingers slightly separate. And as you breathe out, they come back together to touch. Kei te hapua hou, so you're not going to see much movement in my puku. So just connect to your own. Kei te pai if the fingers don't separate, or if they separate a lot. Whatever you're doing is all good. Haki roto. Puku gets big. Haki wahu. Puku gets small. And just continuing with this breathing in your own pace. Haki roto. Haki waho. Haki roto. Haki waho. Haki roto. Haki waho. Kia tau ngā ringa. Kia tau te tinana. And just noticing how your heart feels now. And when you're ready, you can stay here for as long as you like. No need to move. Otherwise, when you feel ready, you can gently blink open your eyes and coming back into this space. Being with our rangatahi, I get so many amazing opportunities to learn from them about Te Ao Māori and learn from our kaumātua and our kaimahi and other kaiako that we work with. And yeah, it's definitely changed my life in so many ways. I'm so grateful. It just makes more sense to me than anything else I've ever been a part of, which is learning about hauora and learning about how to deal with life when things get tough. It's a skill set that you can learn like anything else.
With the breath, I think it's like kind of like pauses you and stops. So if you've got something or whatever going on, you can just go, okay, hold up. Sweet. And then like keep it moving, you know. It's like an interlude.
And it's not rocket science, like you don't need to do anything special. You're just following your inhale and your exhale, because that's going to bring you to your tinana, you know, and that's going to connect you, well, for me, to my wairua, and strengthens my henengaro, and then overall, my taha whānau. And it takes a lot of love and compassion to take care of our hauora, to be kind to ourselves. And when we're really connected to te ha, we're connected to ourselves and to others at the same time. For me, the first part of Atawhai is learning to give that sense of kindness to yourself rather than giving it out, you know, because when we can be kind to ourselves, I think that's what has a ripple effect on all of those around us, you know, that rubs off on everyone, but it's got to start here. One of the most important things is to know that you are not alone. Even though you might feel alone, like you're the only one going through this, there's actually a lot of people out there experiencing really similar things. So if you can find someone to talk to, I know it can be really, really hard, but it can have the potential to change everything.